Yeah, so one of the things that I think is imperative to kind of pay special keen attention to are the terminologies for some of the things that we delve into during that season. One of the major things that stand out is that everybody knows we eat matzah, right, which would be unleavened bread. And yeast would be chametz in Hebrew. And we spoke about that offline. Chametz, or yeast, really deals with fermentation and things of that nature. We also know that for years, the Hebrew Israelite community, although professing not to really follow Jewish custom, have quite literally been following Jewish custom when it comes to Passover. Because as we're growing as a community and as a nation within a nation in this land, us observing Torah, we're coming to find out that a lot of the things that we've been practicing Torah-based is actually based on Jewish custom. So we're slowly but surely coming out of that, because a lot of the so-called Jewish custom is not literally based in Torah. It comes from other works outside of Torah, which our community doesn't really profess to uphold or embrace. So, Jews may, Ashkenazic Jews may decline eating rice. Sephardic Jews, your African Jews, they eat rice. I eat rice on Passover. There's even some communities in the Israelite community that don't do it, but those communities are not doing it really because it came by way of Ashkenazi influence, watching how Jewish people keep it, and then we go and keep it the way they keep it, instead of really devoting the time to the research to say, well, how we know that he's keeping it right. So I give praise to the Most High that in this diaspora, we are definitely awakening to do our own research. We was just speaking offline about the similar look that homemade matzah has to roti. Right, my family's from the islands. One island that my family's from, it ain't even really an island. It's actually Guyana. It's in South America. And I think they make the best roti next to Trinidadians, by the way. Jamaicans make roti too, which is the other side of my family, but I don't think nobody quite makes it like a Guyanese or a Trini. And when you look at how they make it in the West Indies versus how we prepare homemade matzah here, it's almost the exact same process. Right. And the look is almost very same. There's some minor differences. Major when it's Torah based, I'm gonna make that clear. Right. But I'm talking about in terms of preparation wise, it's minor differences, but the infraction is major. Don't say you watch this video with Avdiel or Zion Lexx and he said, it's minor, don't worry about it. No, it's major. It got to be prepared a certain way. But what I'm showing you is homemade matzah, not the cracker stuff that you're getting from the store. What's some of the big brand cracker stuff that you're getting? Manischewitz, and all that stuff. This is different. Homemade matzah, the very first time I saw it, man, I was willing to put some curry on that, man. That looked just like roti to me.
It goes with it.
And it goes with it, because I've had a little bit of curry with it. Right. It only shows you the culture of our people reconnecting with a part of our history that has been our history, and we're just reconnecting. This is not nothing new. We are reconnecting ourselves to our ancient ancestral roots. Right. And you're seeing it, man. Again, some of my first Passover experiences was amazing, man. And I won't lie though, there's a particular part of the Passover season that I was never a fan of. And that's that horseradish, man. That bitter herb, man. Like, there's been times that I thought, like, you know what, I'm a cheat, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to eat the horseradish this year. Because, I'm from the islands, we drink Cersei bitters. Right. So I'm going to just say to the brothers, I had some bitters this morning. Right. And the brothers still turned around and said, oh, well, that's your issue, because you're going to get this horseradish right now. And that's a beautiful thing, though, man, because, iron sharpens iron. And our brothers just really care about us when we do behave like that one towards another, man. This season, bar none, is powerful, man. And what I particular will contribute on that day, again, Sunday, April 17th, here at Tovah Lounge, 4401 Avenue H, 4404 Avenue H.
4404 Avenue H.
Brooklyn, New York. What I will be contributing that day is, I won't spoil it now, but I'll actually be going into the linguistics of the term matzah and the term chametz, or, yeast and unleavened bread. And I will be showing you, through exploring the linguistic roots and opening Torah, how and why the real reason we were commanded to eat matzah is not necessarily because we didn't have time for the yeast to rise. There's actually another reason that the Torah outlines, and I'll give you a hint. In the Torah, in the book of Exodus, one of the reasons that it stipulates for not eating matzah, the Creator literally says verbatim, "For with a strong hand I have brought you out of Egypt, therefore I command that chametz may not be eaten." In another place it says that, the children of Israel had to rush. But then in this place it says that the Creator said the reason why we were commanded not to eat yeast or leavened bread was because for with a strong hand I brought you out. What I notice about that statement, and I'll give a little teaser, is this. The Passover or the Exodus isn't the first time in our biblical literature that unleavened bread was eaten. If you notice, the patriarchs ate unleavened bread, in particular when they conversed with angels. When Abraham had to prepare wafers for the angels, what did he prepare? What did he use? Unleavened wafers. It's right in there. It's in the scripture. There's a particular word that's used in Hebrew every time that occurs. And that word is related in Hebrew to the very term that the Creator uses in Exodus, which says, "For with a strong hand I have brought you out of Egypt." So we're going to delve into that more deeply for the people to see, because I believe there's a dichotomy between the idea of why we eat matzah, which would really bring out the spirit of the season. You see, yeast rises, and figuratively speaking, that which rises, when we talk about the intellect, is usually associated with the ego, because humility does the exact opposite. Humility falls, but the ego puffs itself up, right? It rises. The Creator stressed that we not eat the matzah for a specific reason. So we're actually going to get into the actual cognitive process of the redemption of the Exodus and correlate it with the language used to describe matzah in the Torah. And I think that that's going to be beautiful for the community to see.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.